This case, I'm not sure where it's going, but man, it's not looking good right now. Now, I'm going to play this video. This is State Attorney General Letitia James talking about how her office is recusing itself from prosecuting this case.
Hello and Happy New Year. Earlier today, after much consideration, research, and review, my office decided to recuse itself from the investigation of the correction officers involved in the events preceding the death of Mr. Robert Brooks at Marcy Correctional Facility in Oneida County. This decision is not one that was made lightly, but we believe this is the best course of action to protect the integrity of the investigation and to ensure accountability and justice for Mr. Brooks, his family, friends, loved ones, and for all New Yorkers. My office's Division of State Counsel by law represents state agencies in legal matters, including the Department of Corrections and correction officers. My Office of Special Investigation investigates matters where an officer of the law may have caused the death of a civilian. As part of our Office of Special Investigation cases, we do internal conflicts checks. After obtaining video and identifying the officers involved in the incident, we conducted this standard check. 4 of the correction officers under investigation in the Robert Brooks matter are currently defendants in other matters and are being represented by lawyers in the Office of the Attorney General.
Let's break that down for a second. So for people in the back who didn't catch that, so State Attorney General Letitia James is basically saying that 6 of the officers that were involved in Robert Brooks' murder are already being defended by the State Attorney General's office or lawyers who work in the office, which means that, as she said, they obviously represent cases that may have resulted in a citizen's death at the hands of an officer. So it looks like, based on what she's saying, 4 of the 6 officers are already being represented by her office, presumably in cases where they may have caused someone else's death, another inmate's death. So this doesn't look good. So it looks like at this point, they can't prosecute them because it's going to be a conflict of interest. How can we prosecute these 6 guys when we're already representing 4 of them in some other cases? And I'm going to tell you, this case, at the end of the day, we're looking at literal murder. It's on tape. It's not even, I'm not even sure what the defense is going to be, but she is saying that they can't be on the prosecution side of this case because they're on the defendant side of other ones. That right there tells you there's a lot going on with these officers. I'm going to tell you, if someone doesn't prosecute this case, I don't know who's going to prosecute it if it's not the Attorney General, but if someone doesn't prosecute this case, it's going to say a whole lot about the correction system in New York and in America. Like I said in the previous video, man, the correction officers have a lot of reign over inmates.
While we are confident in the firewalls set up between the Division of State Counsel and the Office of Special Investigation, even the possibility or mere appearance of a conflict could tie up a potential prosecution in lengthy legal challenges or get a potential prosecution outright dismissed. And I will not allow justice to be delayed or denied because of a conflict.
AKA the corruption is nasty work in New York. Nasty, nasty work. You understand? Obviously, if you look at that video, that ain't the first time they did something like that. They were real comfortable kicking Robert Brooks. They were real comfortable choking him, kicking him in the nuts, and stripping them down. And you're looking at an inmate that wasn't even being that aggressive. I didn't see anything that aggressive. He didn't look like a big guy. I mean, all these COs were big, were bigger than Robert Brooks. I mean, they could handle themselves, you know what I'm saying? But none of them were, struggling to defend themselves and being almost overtaken by this inmate. It was just straight up, they just jumped somebody.
Earlier today, we filed papers in Onondaga County Supreme Court under County Law Section 701 to appoint Onondaga County District Attorney William J. Fitzpatrick as a special prosecutor in this matter. When a prosecutor is unable to take a case, County Law Section 701 allows for the appointment of a district attorney in the same judicial department. District Attorney Fitzpatrick has served Onondaga County for over 30 years. His office is well-resourced to handle this complex and large investigation, and I thank him for taking on this case. Additionally, my office's Division of State Counsel will not represent the Department of Correction and/or its officers in this investigation. Again, this decision was made with the utmost respect for the integrity of this investigation, and we will ensure that there will not be any delays. My Office of Special Investigation will hand over all records to the District Attorney's Office immediately. My office has spoken with representatives of Mr. Brooks's family to explain this decision, and I want to take this opportunity, again, to express my sincerest condolences to them during this unimaginable, difficult time.
Now, here's the crazy thing. A couple days ago, I did a video on this. I thought they already arrested the officers or they were already fired. And it's kind of crazy. They haven't even been arrested yet. The wheels of justice move really slow when officers do something. Now, had it been 4 to 6 inmates beating up and killing one correction officer, they'd have been arrested that day. I'm not blaming Letitia James. Obviously, it's not all her fault, but you could see in her face, she's essentially saying, I can't try this case. I love to try it, but I can't try it because we're already mixed up with these criminals. We're already intertwined with these guys on something else. So I can't even help the family directly because of the tying up of the corruption. And man, if you have the wrong COs around you, imagine what these 6 cops, but imagine what those main 6 have been doing. This is not something they started yesterday. Imagine what they've been doing to inmates all this time. This case, like I said, is going to be something that is going to need to be prosecuted expediently because, this is not even George Floyd, Philando Castile. I mean, how many other people I can name who died at the police hands? This Robert Brooks video, there's no argument. There's nothing that you can say to say that these officers were in trouble. Simply by the mere numbers. The numbers. You're talking about 6 to 7, 8, 9 to 1. And these guys, at no point in the video was Robert Brooks ever looking like a threat. He was a victim the whole time. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Crucial Convo.